Turning to our special report, the facts on political violence. The U.S. faces a major problem with attacks on political leaders. We've recently lived through assassinations, assassination attempts, and other attacks on elected officials.
We have seen over the last 8 or 10 years this proliferation of political violence against members of both parties.
Politically motivated violence is wrong.
We must condemn political violence in all its form, in all its twisted motivations and perverse ideologies.
Elected officials facing attacks in the past few years, from President Trump to Speaker Pelosi's family to Governor Shapiro. After the recent killing of Republican Charlie Kirk, there were swift, strong claims about this type of violence and what led to it and how to respond. Assessing this grave problem requires evidence, facts, and detail, while also patrolling against partisan bias, which can be very hard when some of the crimes here are political, designed to incite, plus the emotions running high, understandably. Our report now documents the actual motives in recent violence, as determined by law enforcement. Now, for anyone craving a simple binary story about only one side's blame, you're not going to find it here in the facts or the sometimes vague motives, as reviewed by investigators. Across history, we know U.S. political violence has ebbed and flowed over time, spikes during periods of unrest. The trends have sometimes shown ideological bents. Political violence surged starting in the late 1960s, Reuters reports. By the early 70s, that violence was perpetuated more often by radicals on the left. The radical groups doing the largest number of political attacks were coming from the fringe left, driving mostly left-wing violence, focused on destroying property like government buildings. And that era was upended by the assassinations of leaders across the spectrum, attempted or executed assassinations. That type of violence actually waned in the 80s, then came back with some right-wing anti-government violence in the 90s, the Oklahoma City bombing, killing 168 people, the deadliest act of domestic terror perpetuated by two U.S.-born terrorists. The FBI finding they were motivated by anti-government militia-aligned views. Now, in the decades since, right-wing violence is increasing. And so here are the facts for the current and our recent era. Right-wing and anti-government violence is the most common political violence. It is also the most deadly. Over the past 3 decades, far-right extremists led 220 attacks, compared to far-left extremists leading 42 attacks. That's roughly 5 times as by the far right.